constantly seeking contact. Defenders have to be more cautious around him.
And Brown drops them both. Now Anderson. He's still scoreless so far in this one with 4 seconds on the clock. And he lays it up and in.
Beautiful call that time up the floor. The hard screen frees him up for the bunny.
And so it's the Toronto Raptors with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. The Raptors shooting has been beyond great up until now. How about 57% from the field overall? Hield is out there with Anderson. Then it's Walton. Then there's Kevin Love. And it's Hudson in at the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. And for Sacramento, their shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. Pass to Hudson. And Anderson kicks to Hudson. Passes it to Love. 4 on the clock. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Here's the thing. He's a guy who will go on hot streaks for you over a number of games.
Moore passes to Chenier. Over Hield. Off the left rim and out. Walton inside. He's against Hibbert. And there's Walton. That's good on the assist by Anderson. Anderson's got his 3rd assist on the night. Here's Chenier. He's covered by Hudson. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. And a chance now to look at the schedule coming up for the Toronto Raptors. On Wednesday, they'll face off against Donovan Mitchell and the New York Knicks. And then on Monday, they'll head out on the road to face the Hawks in Atlanta. Shot from the inbound. Moore with the bucket.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Reason why it takes extra energy to do it. You have to trust your defensive rotations, but it's worth it.
Pass to Hudson. And the rejection by Brand. Brown feeling it out a bit. Here's Chenier. No good with the triple.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession. Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
And the Kings making a change here. Anderson's checked in.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
The Raptors have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. It's Brand with the drive, and that one is good.
Unselfish, moving the ball. Love to see this kind of offense.
Anderson outside. The pass to Hield. Anderson with the ball. Back to Hield. 6 on the shot clock. Picked away. And they're moving it up. Here's Chenier. No good off the back of the rim. For Sacramento, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the 4th. Offensive rebound. A beautiful reverse layup.
They've cashed in on a lot of second chance opportunities here in the second half. That extra effort will help them cut into this deficit.
3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th.
That's going to go back the other direction, but they've played a pretty clean game. Not many giveaways, and the score reflects that.
Eric Bledsoe's checked in for Hudson. The Kings have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Deep 2 from Anderson. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Moore with it. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Pass to Chenier. Anderson against Moore. 6 to shoot. Passes to Hibbert. With 1 on the clock. Stolen by Anderson. Bledsoe left side. Anderson outside. Hield kicks to Bledsoe. High post Walton. He's against Hibbert. Here's Hield. That shot no good. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. Moore outside. Pass to Brown. Back to Moore. Brand kicks to Moore. This one for 3. He doesn't hit that one. And finished off by Brand. And that's a double-double for him now. 10 points and 11 rebounds.
And, you know, it's one thing to get the offensive rebound, but then how about the loud bucket he's able to convert?
He was in perfect position under the hoop, Greg. You're right. Once he gets his hands on the miss. Hield finds Bledsoe. Anderson against Moore. Moore with the block. Here's Chenier. A putback, and it's Brown on the follow.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Anderson outside. There's the pass to Hield. From 11 feet away, here's Walton. And good work on the boards. They pick up a second chance points. Walton's got 6 here in this quarter.
A much different player here in the second half. He's taking advantage of what the defense allows.
And it's Moore penetrating. It's hauled in by the Kings. Walton's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Anderson, the bounce pass. Hield from outside. Toronto grabs the miss. Moore outside.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
Andre Ayton's checked in for the Kings. Here's Moore. Brown outside. Back to Moore. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
And the skills of Brown, not just a super athlete, but a tremendous floor general as well.
Anderson dishes to Ayton. On the wing, Hield. Defended by Gordon. And it's blocked by Gordon.
I don't know how many shots he's missed this quarter, but they're going to have to find offense from someone else.
And love how assured Brown looks taking these shots. His mid-range game is on point when he's squaring up like that.
And here's Bledsoe. On the wing, Hield. It's good.
And this is how confident Hield is. Knows he's capable of torching the D off the catch.
Toronto's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. At the elbow, it's Brown. Back to Moore. Beyond the arc. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Ayton's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
How can you leave this guy that wide open? Please. That's terrible.
Moore outside. Lets a floater go. And yes, it's good. Moore's got 6 points in the quarter.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Bledsoe passes to Ayton. To the inside. Stolen by Gordon. Here's Brown. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And Brown runs the floor like a freight train at 225 pounds. He's a mammoth that wrecks defenses in transition.
Healed outside. And another 3 for Sacramento.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
Moore against Bledsoe. Lob pass to Gordon. It's deflected. Stolen by Anderson. Down low. Here's Ayton. And foul on the shot. So he'll get a chance at the line.
An absolute beast inside. Love how Ayton uses his size to draw these fouls.
At the line for 2. And the first one drops.
And you just have to be enticed by the skill set of Ayton, a 7'1" behemoth who plays with a lot of physicality and skill on both ends.
Gordon Hayward's checked in for the Kings. Now here's Moore. Johnson left side. Back to Moore. There's the 3. That shot off the mark. And the Kings going the other way now. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. Up and in on the layup. Bledsoe's got his first points of the night.
And looking a lot better now, but still a long way to go to get back into this one.
Very nice stretch from them, but the reason why they're not into this game, they have to get some stops.
And the Raptors call time here. And Eric Bledsoe, a special kind of athlete.
And 3 separate knee surgeries in the rear view, but still so fast, his teammates call him Ferrari. The way he's built, a muscle car might be more accurate.
And now, let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, Oscar Robertson.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he had.
And as the star of this team, he knows he's going to be the object of the crowd's anger. Offensive rebound. Robertson is double. Thompson for 3. That's in, coming off the assist from Robertson. Robertson's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. It's Jones on the wing. Stolen by Thompson. And now Iguodala running the floor all but... Oh, wow!
He went...
That was nice.
Thompson uses those long arms to bother his man there. Got to hang on to the ball tight around him.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Here's Mikan. Robertson trying to break free. And the Raptors tack on 2 more.
And watching that defensive effort right there, you wonder how much they want this game.
They are getting buried tonight with plays like that one, allowing too much space for a good shooter.
Outside, Jones. Just 5 to shoot. Here's West. And the Kings check on 2 more.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Raptors.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year. And the first one at the line is good.
And really, nobody's had a bigger impact on the NBA than George Mikan. He continues to set the standard for post play. I mean, scoring, defending. Mike improves how an elite big man can change the game.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for Brand. Brown comes in for Andre Iguodala. And Moore subbed in for Robertson. Brown against Beal. Brown inside. Doesn't go for him. Great D that time from Beal. And so it's Bledsoe with it, bringing it up for the Sacramento Kings. Beal can't get it to go. Here's Moore. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Great D that time from Beal. Up top, Bledsoe. The three off target. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about. Deep in the heart of Texas, San Antonio, the scene for the Heat. Welcome and good evening. We welcome you to our Monday night broadcast of the NBA here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Helton. Well, a chance to check out some stats for Paul George.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Kevin, thanks very much. James Harden.
DA, he is dangerous in both facets. He's hard to stop. So the opening lineup for the Heat, Antoine Jamison out there with Chamberlain. Then there's Barrett. Then there's Lowry. And it's Harden in at the 2-guard spot. And for the Spurs, Rajon Rondo is out there with Oladipo. Then it's Elijah Wan. Then it's Paul George. And it's Donaldson in at the center. Outside Rondo. The pass to George. From 20 feet out. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. Greg, the two words you and I don't like the most in this game, load management. Why do we see more of it now than when you played in the game?
A couple of things. I think sports science has evolved, and I've talked to a ton of coaches about this. The reality is that now they don't determine whether or not a guy's going to play. It's going to be the people that work with the strength and conditioning. They determine if a guy is ready to go. Secondly, I would also say the contracts now, the investments that teams have in these assets, you want to try to prolong their careers as long as possible. And so I think it's a smart move from an investment standpoint.
You bring up some great points. Here's George. Gets it to go from 18 feet away. George has got his second basket of the game.
And this is one of George's main strengths, a phenomenal mid-range scorer.
Back to Harden. Jamison up on top. He's guarded by Olajuwon. Olajuwon with the block. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Rondo. That shot misses. Good work defensively by Lowry. Oladipo with the block.
You know, when Oladipo is throwing shots away, it gets everybody going, and his coaches and teammates alike love it.
Goes to Olajuwon. He can't get that one to fall. And the Heat going the other way now. And this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
And it was a matchup you thought they would have cruised through, but they actually dropped a game in this series last year.
You know, it was 1-1 split from two teams on the opposite side of the standings. You know, as we've said many times, anything can happen when you play out of conference.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
George passes to Rondo. Back to George. Offside Rondo. Chamberlain with the block.
Man, what a well-coordinated athlete at his size. And to add that superior timing, hard to get shots over Wilt Chamberlain.
Harden can't hit.
You know, currently they're just 1 of 5 from the field. That's not going to get it done.
And then George with the jam.
And you know what? For me, these dunks show exactly how great an athlete George is. I mean, sometimes you're surprised that the basket doesn't come down with the force he punches it with.
Harden against Oladipo. Harden kicks to Lowry. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Here's Harden. And he finished it off with a lay-in.
Really good to see Harden get nasty on defense. He's got quick instincts and quick hands. And I like how he pilfers it on occasion.
And it's kind of the running joke when you think of James Harden, often maligned for his lack of effort defensively. But quite honestly, I thought he improved a great deal a season ago.
And, you know, Greg, I observed the same thing. His overall commitment was better. And not just steals and blocks either. I'm just talking about his awareness, his commitment to that end of the floor. It was a focal point. If he continues on that track, I think he's going to make an impact at that end as well.
George with the ball. And it's Jamison picking him up. And George kicks to Oladipo. Shot clock at 6. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And I tell you, Oladipo really putting defenders in a tough spot. I mean, using his length outstandingly to draw these fouls.
Good on both. And it's Here's Lowry with the ball. Brings it up for the Miami Heat. Their last game, a win against Boston. Looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, those road games are tricky, but they had a good strategy going in and stuck to what they do best.
Yeah, you know, game balls all around in that one. A terrific team effort. They trusted in their system and executed well to get the win.
Here's Rondo. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
Rondo going right through the contact and scoring there. He's a lot tougher than he looks.
Back to Lowry. Here's Chamberlain, and it's Chamberlain finishing it off.
And I'll tell you, the combination of agility, wingspan, and stamina, very difficult to keep Wilt from scoring off those misses.
George passes to Rondo. Back to George. Lets it go from deep. Wilt Chamberlain with the rebound. Chamberlain got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Barry. Excellent D there from George.
Boy, that defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
Oladipo outside. Over to the left wing. Olajuwon kicks to Oladipo. Stolen by Jamison. And it's the Heat on the break. Harden the pass to Lowry. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. And that's now 6 points for Kyle Lowry. Pass to Olajuwon. The shot's good.
Hey, you can't forget about this now. Rondo's average double-digit assists multiple seasons. As good a passer as any in this league.
Olajuwon with the block. And he gets it back. Harden kicks to Lowry. That 3 off the mark.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Here's Rondo. Good D by Harden. Miami's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. A rebound by the Spurs.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. I'll tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
And George, here we go. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. George has got 8.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Now, here's Lowry. A 20-point game for him in the win against the Celtics in Boston. Harden inside the 3-point line. Another miss by Harden.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
You know, guys, it seems to me as though he's over anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. Just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots.
George looking around. 4 on the shot clock. A 3-pointer is right on target. And it's a 5-point Spurs lead.
Seems to get better every year from outside. Oladipo feeling comfortable pulling the trigger.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Greg, you and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know
but,
it.
You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams and players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in a team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right. Stackhouse, good. And the Spurs lead by 5.
He does not lack for confidence. And he shouldn't. I mean, this guy's a dangerous scorer.
McHale against Johnson. shot, and he hits the jump shot.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Lets it go, and another basket for San Antonio. The Heat trail by 5. Outside Rose. Fires from deep. San Antonio with the rebound. Olajuwon's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Williams passes to McHale. They swipe it. Now Carr. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Johnson dishes to Rose. At the elbow, Horford. San Antonio with the rebound. Olajuwon's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's McHale, and it's Kevin McHale with the finish.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Now a chance to see the numbers for George. He's coming off an excellent season. 9th in free throw percentage. And he was also extremely dependable behind the three-point line, finishing the season among the top 20 in three-point percentage.
And again, you gotta love his commitment to excellence. He owns the free throw line. It's truly an impact part of his game. That's good from Johnson.
You know, Johnson is a superb scorer, an effective combo guard who can get it going in a hurry.
Jerome Kersey's checked in for Paul George. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Making it look effortless. Send this guy to the stripe. He's going to cash in more than not.
Outside Williams. Another one falls for San Antonio.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possession.
To the wing on the left. All sorts of time. A shot by Issel, no good.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
And now let's bring up the 2K leaderboard to see which teams over the last month have been best at scoring points off turnovers. In the 3rd spot, the Spurs.
And you always like to see aggressive defense. And then when you can convert mistakes into points offensively, that's a big key.
And, you know, Kersey is a really solid offensive player, but where he really makes his mark is as a lockdown defender.
And Kersey drops both of them. 1:31 left to play here in the first. Johnson against Williams. Horford the pass to Rose. Good.
You know, Horford is really good and selective at when he needs to be aggressive and when he needs to move the ball.
Spurs leading by 7. Here's Williams. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. Moves back up, and 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. Scoring breakdown for San Antonio.
A lot of success from mid-range so far for them, guys. If nothing else works, they can always fall back on the jump shot.
Yeah, and they've also balanced that, though, guys, with the attack off the bounce as well to get them some points.
Hakeem Olajuwon, a transcendent talent. Late to the game, but my, oh my, what a beast of a big man. He's certainly a guy you can build a team around.
Olajuwon grabs the miss. Olajuwon's got his 6th rebound on the night. Stackhouse. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Kersey passes to Olajuwon. Good work defensively by Horford.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Johnson against Williams. To the paint. Here's Horford. Olajuwon with the block.
Boy, Olajuwon is a ferocious defender and rim protector. Really excels at slapping shots away.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Spurs lead by 9. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. Naturally a ball-dominant player, James Harden talked to us about others setting him up a little bit more.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. Of course, I'll run off the ball.
Giving their offense another dynamic.
And it also helps him preserve some energy for those big moments in the big game.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Spurs?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the energy, the effort defensively. They put it all out there in that opening quarter.
You've got McHale. Williams is out there with Jerry Stackhouse. Then it's Olajuwon, and it's Kersey in at the small forward position. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. Pass to Stackhouse. Launches it. That one doesn't drop. Well, he go the other way with it. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. And that game will be 4 out of 5 on the road for the team.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we all know that there are some people who dislike James Harden's style of play. They're bored watching him shoot free throws. He said, "I see how teams guard me and find ways to exploit it. I just outthink the game, and I'm faulted for it." Kevin, that may be, but it's hard to argue with the results. Back to you.
You're right, one of the top scorers in league history, David. Thanks for that report. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile one block.
Emphatic with the rejection. You've got to appreciate that kind of forceful defense.
Spurs making a switch here. Robinson's checked in. And then for Miami, Chamberlain comes in for Al Horford. And it's James Harden in for Carr. Rose surveying the D. Harden kicks to Johnson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shoots the 3. And the rebound goes to Kersey. Kersey's got 4 rebounds in this game. On the wing, Williams. Outside, Robinson. Now the pass to McHale. Back to Robinson. And the layup's good off the glass.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And it's Harden with the ball for the Heat. It's a 13-point game. Timeout called, the Heat. Greg, one of your former teammates, John Starks, would get under a guy's skin on the court. He's like a nuisance, but really opposite off the floor, away from the game.
I tell you, Kev, John's got a heart of gold, and anybody that knows him is going to be a fan of the person. John is as good a friend as I can ever recall having. check out the stats for Harden. Last season, he played outstanding. He averaged about 34 points a game last season, 7 assists and 6 rebounds. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night. An absolute bully in the lane. Nothing the smaller defender could do there.
Last game for the Spurs. They picked up the W against the Magic. Williams for 3. Harden grabs the miss.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
The shot by Lowry, no good. Spurs leading by 11. Goes up on the high post. The shot by Williams, no good.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And that one's good by Chamberlain.
Well, right there, on display, the power and body control of big Wilt Chamberlain. He just shrugs off contact as if it doesn't even exist.
Williams can't hit. The Heat trail by 9. Throws it up high. It's tipped. And that'll be Miami as it goes out of bounds. The Heat retain possession.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
Outside Lowry. 6 on the shot clock. He kicks to Harden. No good on the 3.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Here's Barry. Lays it up off the glass. Barry's got his first points of the game.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
And to this point on the season, guys, 80% from the line. He's done a really good job.
You know, one thing about getting going at the free throw line like he has this season,
take a break.
It can continue to carry over.
2 shots.
And that one falls for Robinson. Paul George, he's checked in for San Antonio. That one falls, so he hits both of them. The Heat trail by 9. And here's Lowry. 6 points for him. Rondo with some nice D.
Yeah, you know, guys, this has been far from his best game. A disappointing outing for both him and the team.
Shot from the top of the key. But they'll get another chance. And that one goes long.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Here's Barry. Rebound San Antonio. Rondo looking over the floor. Outside Robinson. Here's the 3. They get it back.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up.
And if you're the defensive team, it just kills you to give up baskets like that.
Back to Lowry over Rondo. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to 9 in the bucket from Kyle Lowry.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
I love that mid-range shot. It's definitely given the defender something extra to think about.
George passes to Donaldson.
Boy, George is an outstanding player. Actually, one of the very best in the league. In these screen and roll sets, he knows exactly what to do.
Lowry Lowry against Rondo. Lowry passes to Chamberlain. Harden outside. Shot clock at 5. And hits one. Maybe he's ready to get back on track. Harden's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And you know, Harden's a high percentage shooter from mid-range. If you don't close fast on him, he'll burn you.
And Clark, when you look at the footwork of James Harden, arguably some of the best in the history of this league.
And you know, Greg, he studied the greats. I mean, he loved Ginobili's Euro step and then added it to his own game. Now he's taking that to another level, and he's the one giving out the lesson. But you're right. Got great strength, but the footwork is really outstanding.
Barry the pass to Jameson. That shot is off. Some solid defense from Robinson.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their league. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
Lets it fly from 18. George, no good. The Heat trail by 9. Harden right side. Pass to Chamberlain. Back to Harden. Three-pointer. And Chamberlain with the stuff.
I'll tell you what, if you let Wilt get the ball there, that's the poster shot you can expect.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Well, it seems like every year, Greg, we see some incredible new players come to the NBA, and they are welcome with open arms. Their style of play is so terrific.
No doubt about it. You know, guys like Ja Morant, I think he's got a chance to be one of the greats. And any list about the future of the NBA has to include Luka Doncic. I don't know if there's a better basketball talent than that young man. And, you know, let's not forget about Devin Booker out in Phoenix as well. A terrific, terrific player.
3 terrific kids. You're right. Rondo. It's tipped. Harden outside. Passes to Barry. Back to Harden. Lets the 3 fly. No good. Shot missing. Now San Antonio takes it the other way.
Yeah, that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
Here's Rondo. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss.
Frozen. Guys just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
Pass to Barry. Fires it up. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Now just a 5-point Spurs lead. George with the ball. 29 points for him last game against Orlando. Rob. One-on-one here. Chamberlain knocked away. The pass to Barry. Outside Lowry. The 3 from Harden. Rebound San Antonio. Donaldson's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
Harden scanning the floor. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Stolen by George. Pass to Oladipo. Back to George. For the 3. The Spurs rebound. Chamberlain with the block. Rondo against Harden. And that one, good. Harden's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, that barrel-chestedness of Harden, so much strength and body control. It's hard to stop him from scoring.
From deep, George score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
Tell you what, he has been feeling it, guys, and the best game plan right now, it's elementary. Just keep feeding him. Let him eat.
Here's Lowry. Almost, but it rolls out. And here's George. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Passes it to Donaldson. Rondo passes to Donaldson. Clock at 6. On its way from Oladipo for 2. It's good on the putback. And now a 10-point San Antonio lead.
Yep, you know, after a scoreless first period, he's really turned it up a notch, building some momentum.
Poke loose. Rondo with the steal. And now the fast break. Rondo with the ball. Outside, George. 58 seconds left here in the second. Rondo against Lowry. 5 to shoot. Rondo, no good. The Heat trail by 10. Chamberlain down low. Trying to get open is Jamison, and he tries off the glass, but it's no good. San Antonio's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%, but they've continued to let him fly.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Here's Barry. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Here's Harden to end the run. It's blocked, and they're able to recover. It's good, and the San Antonio lead is cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Chamberlain. Outside, George. Open jump shot off the mark.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
And so it's the San Antonio Spurs going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And a chance now to send it over to David O.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what has to happen to pull out the win?
Well, we have to play through some of the tough times. Oh, okay.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. Paul George taking care of business in this one. He ended up with 28 points, 11 assists, and 5. And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. It's been one outstanding game from George.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
The Heat trail by 10. Here's who Eric Spoelstra is starting the second half with. We've got Barry. Harden out there with Lowry. Then there's Antoine Jamison. And it's Chamberlain in at the 5. From deep, Harden. San Antonio with the rebound. Olajuwon's got 8 rebounds in this game.
Solid rebound there. And with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Yeah, another column in the stat sheet that hasn't gone in their favor. To climb back, they've got to put forth more effort.
No good on the second free throw.
You know, I still think Rondo is a great role player in the league. He knows he's out there to distribute the ball and provide leadership on the floor, and he does both really well.
Lowry drives in. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Lowry's got 10.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play. The Spurs have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10. The free throw drops for Oladipo.
Yeah, you know, Oladipo was the second pick back in the 2013 draft and has made back-to-back All-Star games in 18 and 19. His star is rising.
Lowry up top. He's covered by Rondo. Takes it from 10. That one's good. The San Antonio lead is cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from Jamison. Spurs shooting from the field. 44%. Not bad. Now here's Rondo. Dishes it to George. From downtown, sinks the three-pointer. 18 points for him.
No success thus far trying to guard George tonight. I mean, he is absolutely shredding.
Chamberlain kicks to Lowry. Pass to Harden. Heat moving the ball around. Back to Lowry. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
Well, I like this execution coming out of the half. Solid. 3 for 4 from the field so far.
With some arc, Chamberlain with the block. Here's Barry, defended by George. They get the rebound, outside for Lowry. Here's Jamison. Paul George grabs the miss. George has got rebound number 5 here tonight. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. Jerry Stackhouse is checked in for Victor Oladipo. I'm glad we got to see the Mobile One block once more. What a play.
And that's what a team needs when they're trailing. Energy on D.
And the pass to Barry. Harden outside to the middle. Here's Lowry. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 3 assists tonight.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Rondo with a clean look. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
Early on, he tried to shoot his way out of this funk, but later in the game now, he might want to just give it up and look for his teammates to do the scoring.
Harden inside the three-point line. It's rebounded by Donaldson. Donaldson's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Here's Rondo. Chamberlain with the block. Pass to Barry. Takes a 3. And Stackhouse pulls it down.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones.
Rondo. Second shot opportunity. And Olajuwon finishes inside. Olajuwon's got 6.
And, you know, even when you D Olajuwon up, he still overwhelms you with his size and footwork. Outstanding feel for the interior.
Here's Harden. That one's not going to go. So the Spurs will take it the other way. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. It's deflected, and they'll keep possession. Donaldson no good. The Heat trail by 10. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And guys, the thing about Wilt, he says he runs the 40 and 4.4. That's elite wide receiver speed. But don't forget, the guy's 7 feet tall and close to 300 pounds.
San Antonio calls timeout. Kevin McHale, he checked in for San Antonio. Williams comes in for Rajon Rondo. Williams looking over the floor. Just 5 to shoot. And he makes that one. Williams has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And the defense no factor, which is why he simply laid it in.
Harden outside. Jacks up a 3. Yes, and a nice assist from Chamberlain. Chamberlain got 3 assists tonight.
He's obviously hit a bit of a dry spell here. Only 1 of 5 this quarter.
Williams kicks to McHale. Passes it to Olajuwon. And stolen by Chamberlain. Inside, here's Barry. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
That's platinum level dime dropping right there by Harden. Such a smart passer. Gets us to his teammates on time and on target.
Williams' shot is off. The Heat trail by 5. This offense has really been clicking.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with. Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. Those three-point bombs will erase the deficit quickly if they can keep it up.
That's tipped, and he's able to get it back. Tries again. Here's Olajuwon, and he can't stop the run as he misses.
Well, I don't think he's performing up to his own expectations, but they still find themselves out in front.
And the jam by Harden.
I like the understated focus that Harden brings to the table. Despite getting knocked around, his concentration allows him to play through the bumps.
Jerome Kersey's checked in for George. San Antonio calls timeout. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Pass to Olajuwon. Here's McHale. Lays it up and banks it in. McHale's got 6. Guys, we're not through 3 quarters of play, but 6 lead changes already in this one.
Yeah, competitive, and I think we all can agree that we thought this would be the type of game that would come down to the end.
Here's Barry. Drills the elbow jumper. Barry's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
Here's the pass to Stackhouse. Here's Olajuwon. Spurs working the ball around now. Here's McHale. Here's what Miami has lined up on their schedule. On Saturday, they'll go up against Bradley Beal and the Sacramento Kings. And then on Monday, they'll be playing the Timberwolves in Minnesota.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Al Horford's checked in for Chamberlain. Rose comes in for James Harden. And it's Johnson in for Kyle Lowry. Now Rose. He's provided them with some scoring punch and is averaging 13 points a game. The shot from 20 feet away. Offensive rebound, Spurs. Johnson against Williams. Miami's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. A shot by Issel, no good. And here's Williams now. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Pass to Kersey. Shot clock at 6. They get a hand on it and taken away by Johnson. Passes it to Issel.
A moment here to check out the numbers for Al Horford. He had a strong showing last season. Averaged about 12 points a game, 7 rebounds and 4 assists. And you can't downplay the importance of good size off the bench.
Space invader, a big guy who simply holds his ground and makes opponents work around him. That's good stuff.
The Spurs making a switch here. Oladipo's checked in. Carr, he's checked in for the Heat. Pass to Olajuwon. Banked in off the glass. Olajuwon's got 4 this quarter.
Well, I tell you what, you can't let Olajuwon get this kind of positioning. I mean, he is a master at knowing how to score close inside.
And it's Rose missing. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. It's Oladipo on the wing. Carr covering. And it's good for 2. And now it's a 3-point Spurs lead.
He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
Johnson, the pass to Horford. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Hakeem Olajuwon.
Boy, he is an absolute load inside. When Horford is aggressive, the defense has problems. Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
The pass to McHale. Pass to Olajuwon. Oladipo outside. Williams passes to Olajuwon over Horford. And that one hits back iron. Miami's gone into the 3-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Passes it to Carr. Johnson down low, guarded by Oladipo. The kick out to Rose. Up again, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
The fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
Williams against Johnson. Baseline try. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Williams has got 4 points in the quarter. Kicks it to Johnson. Yes, and the foul. It goes on Kevin McHale.
Given the size disadvantage, you have to have a lot of confidence to take that shot.
And you know what? He does. I mean, in the NBA, you've got to have ways to score over defenders of all sizes.
Rondo against Johnson. Looking to get it going. Rondo's shot is off. The Heat with the lead. Johnson outside. Left side, Horford shoots over Olajuwon. It's rebounded by Donaldson. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break.
You know, at the end of the day, size does matter, especially on the glass.
.106 left in the third. Horford in the post, covered by Stackhouse. And the basket by Horford.
And after really leaning on that 3-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
That's it, and the Miami lead is cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Rondo. And Miami shooting just 39% from the field, struggling to find that net. Right side, Horford. Right side, Rose. Back to Horford. It's deflected. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Carr with the ball. He's picked up by Rondo. Puts it up from 12. Shot by Johnson, no good. Spurs shooting 39% from the floor since the half. Not really what they had in mind. Donaldson the pass to Olajuwon. It's Oladipo on the wing. Over Johnson. Off target with that shot. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Miami ahead. They lead by 2. Live from the AT&T Center. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Hey, that was a high-level pass no matter what position it came from. But it does make it stand out a little more when it's made by the big fella.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. A moment now to reset the lineups brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. On the court right now for the Spurs, they've got Rajon Rondo. Olajuwon is out there with Paul George. Then there's Victor Oladipo. And it's Donaldson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Jamison against Olajuwon. Rondo kicks to George. And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in. And here's Carr. Pass to Rose. Here's Issel. Clock at 4. The pass to Johnson. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
You know, guys, sometimes that just happens, but you don't like to see it when the game is this close.
Chamberlain's checked in for Miami. James Harden comes in for Carr. Donaldson the pass to Oladipo. Stolen by Harden. Oh, and here comes Johnson all alone. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Heat.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Vital basket there. This is just the time and really just the situation when he looks to take over.
And you know that's right. I mean, he's looking to put his stamp all over this game.
Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for Johnson. Lowry finds Harden. Fires the three, and the Heat, another three.
And that's his second triple of the half. None for him going into the break.
Outside, George. Pass to Donaldson. George against Lowry. George passes to Rondo. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
And, you know, Lowry looks to set up his open teammates beautifully. Nice dime there, and it really keeps the team tied together nicely.
Here's Rondo. No good that time. Good work defensively by Lowry.
But the effort's been there for him, just not getting the results.
Harden, that's good.
And offensively, they finally seem to be coming around after an ugly first half.
And, you know, to shoot that poorly early and to have the lead now, they feel fortunate, but they've earned their good fortune.
And while that jump shot has been a work in progress throughout his career, Rondo every now and then can get hot.
Lowry against Rondo.
And every miss finds its way to his hands. Well, what an impressive performance.
I'll tell you what, those are crazy numbers, guys. I mean, believe me, I was a good rebounder in my day. It is not easy to corral that many boards in one night.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Harden, no good. Spurs trail by 6. Outside Rondo.
And some people harp on his lack of height, but his size doesn't hurt him at all when it comes to rebounding.
Tips it and rebounds again.
Collecting yet another board.
He's been everywhere. Just sensational.
Yep, on the interior, Wilt's enormous size. Just too much to overcome, and certainly something that can't be taught.
Barry's checked in for the Heat. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket. Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
Passes it to Harden. Over Oladipo. Miami no good on that time either. And it's Rondo with the ball for the San Antonio Spurs. He kicks it to Olajuwon. Pass to Oladipo. Down low. Here's Donaldson, guarded by Chamberlain. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. And there's the pass to Lowry. Hits the three-point bomb. Lowry's got the lead up to 10 now for Miami.
They didn't get a chance to knock one down in the first, but the defense left him a look, and he nailed it. He'll make them pay when he's open.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Yeah, he needs to tell his guys to just box out with some energy. That's basic basketball. They've been lazy on the backboard and have allowed way too many second chance points.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
During that break, Greg Popovich really had some strong advice for his team. And he was emphatic. He said, we are not going to win this game playing this way, fellas. You've got to step it up. You've got to get aggressive. And you've got to battle to get back in this thing. See if that pep talk got him going, guys.
Pass to Chamberlain. They double-team Chamberlain. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
And they shot just over 30% in that first half. Not what they were looking for, obviously, but they're getting much better looks here since halftime and have brought that percentage up.
Outside for George. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. San Antonio with the ball. Down by 12. Here's Donaldson. Tries from 10. Just 5 on the clock. Good. And it's Oladipo picking up the assist.
Boy, he's really been dominant in this one. Unfortunately, he hasn't had much help.
Harden inside the three-point line. And he overshot that one, missing. The Spurs shooting a pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late. Outside, George. It's tipped, and it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. Rondo against Lowe.
And since halftime, he just doesn't have a clue when it comes to shooting.
Here's Harden. Lays it up off the glass. Harden's got 15 points here in the second half.
Remarkable speed in transition from Harden, sprinting ahead of everybody, putting himself in a great spot there.
Spurs trail by 12. Outside Rondo. Passes to George. Goes back up. It's blocked. And it's the Heat on the break. Harden's got the ball. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Harden's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
I don't know too many guys who have the skill and attacking mentality that Harden does. I mean, he's only got one thing on his mind, and that's scoring the basketball.
Here's Donaldson, guarded by Chamberlain. And then Olajuwon with the dunk.
Yeah, nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality.
An absolutely tremendous athlete, able to go up and finish over the biggest of defenders.
And, you know, he's a threat from deep, no doubt about it, but it just has not been there for him tonight. You might want to change your game plan a little bit offensively.
George, no good. The Heat leading by 12. Second chance shot, and Jamison with a nice bucket inside.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Jamison!
Barry the pass to Harden. Chamberlain with it. Kicks it to Lowry. Outside, Jamison. 4 on the clock. From deep three-point range, the shot by Lowry, no good. Spurs trail by 14. Here's George. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Turnovers weren't a story for them early on, but that's changed. And now they're definitely having trouble keeping possession and momentum.
Jerry Stackhouse is checked in for San Antonio. And it's Harden slamming it down.
And Harden, an absolutely vicious dunker. Terrific at bouncing towards the rim for the epic throwdown.
Now, here's George. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Here's Harden on the wing. Yep, that one goes in there.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
And San Antonio shooting in the fourth quarter, not pretty, down around 29%. Rondo dishes to George. Rondo against Lowry. Rondo kicks to George. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Rondo's got his fourth assist in this one.
And George typically capitalizes well off any pick and roll situation because he makes quick decisions and his basketball IQ is pretty high.
Harden outside. Three-pointer. Rondo with the rebound. And it's Rondo with the ball for San Antonio. Looking to end his cold spell, and it's Miami with the rebound. Al Harden puts up a three. Rebounded by the Spurs. George has got his seventh rebound here tonight. 1:53 left in the game. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. Rondo off target with his three.
Not sure if he just ran out of gas or what. He's been awful ever since the second half started. Not even been a factor.
Lowry looking around. Pass to Barry. Now, here is Chamberlain. He's guarded by Olajuwon, and that one's good by Chamberlain.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Miami.
This has got to feel good. I mean, they never counted themselves out when they were down earlier, and they not only muscled their way back into the game, but wow, they're in a position, shockingly, to win this one easily.
It's all about the will to win. You have to admire the perseverance, never doubting one another, having that trust in your coaches. And I really like what we've seen here tonight. Boy, did they earn it.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season. To the right side. Nelson against Williams. Nelson, no luck. 34 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Shot's good by Williams.
Good, solid execution inside. That's exactly the look you want.
Heat on offense. They lead by 14. To the inside. And a dunk by Horford.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Boy, a fantastic performance. And I tell you something, I mean, you get roadkill, that's always a challenge in the NBA, no matter what. They got it done.
A nice shot by George.
And George is so smart, so crafty on the dribble. He's just got an excellent way of controlling the ball and his body as he's dribbling.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. A solid win. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining.